It's a video that went viral in hours. It shows a former Richland County deputy arresting a student, but not before he threw her across the room. Deputy Ben Fields has since been fired for that incident.
You've seen it by now several times. At the time, he was working as a school resource officer, often known as an SRO. It's a position you'll find in many schools across the Tri-County area. DaShawn Brown has been working to find why school districts are pairing up with law enforcement and their role in the classroom in this Live 5 investigation.
It's hard to watch this video and not feel something.
It upset a lot of people. Yeah, it's kind of disturbing to watch.
More than 1 million people have in a confrontation that paints law enforcement at its worst, as the former officer rips the girl from her desk only to throw her across the room. It is not the picture founders envisioned when they first put officers in school. In fact, this is the image they'd hoped to erase.
Usually, cops, they picture them as, the mean people.
I thought this would be a good way to bring students into law enforcement, to let them know what law enforcement is really about, because there's a lot of stuff said about us that's not true.
Deputy Goodwin isn't patrolling the highways. He's patrolling the halls. As a school resource officer, or an SRO at Macedonia Middle, one of 22 assigned in Berkeley County schools. Ask staff here and they'll tell you Goodwin is everything an SRO should be. Founder of the Fox Patrol, Goodwin's not only teaching students what it means to be an officer, but showing them how it feels. According to the state training manual, the program represents a new form of policing, and duties are threefold. An SRO should be an officer, educator, counselor, but not the enforcer.
I've been here for 20 years almost, and I can count on two hands, any incidences, and that's saying a lot.
What most see here looks nothing like what millions saw here. For Deputy Goodwin, the most valuable tool in his kit is staying in tune with what students really need.
I bumped into Deputy Goodwin and I said, oh yeah, you can come down and help us with saxophone. And he goes, yeah, I'd love to.
If you don't build a relationship with the students, you'll never know anything as a cop in the school.
Deputy Mason, an SRO here at Cross High School, walks to a much different beat. He's friendly but firm.
It's kind of tough,
Yeah, we were kind of intimidated at first.
Yeah. After we got to know him, it's like, oh, he's not so bad, It's kind of actually like a father figure.
Well, I just make sure that the kids understand I'm here to help, here to counsel. I can be a big brother, a mentor, but at the end of the day, I'm a police officer.
Schools in Charleston, Dorchester, and Berkeley County are all using SROs, and all use a contract like this. It outlines what officers can do and highlights what they can't. For Mason, he says he'd much rather use his experience as an officer to teach students how to interact with one.
If they want to try to understand, what happened when they got stopped by an officer in the street.
Then there's the occasional success story like Brandon, who's now an officer too.
Until he met me. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Sometimes the teachers don't have time to do that, but he's available, and he's always visible.
At its best, these aren't just officers in a school, but a resource.
We hope he's here for a long time,
yes,
so he can make an impact on the other students as he did.
Because he did first, yes.
That's why I enjoy doing it. That's why I keep doing it.
DaShawn Brown. Live 5 News.
This month, State Superintendent Molly Spearman announced a new task force to look at the best practices for student discipline that includes training for educators and law enforcement across the state.